What's up, guys? I got another review for you today for the Christmas Chronicles, the new Netflix movie that stars Kurt Russell as Santa Claus. And this is one of those movies where I wouldn't really have watched this if it didn't have Kurt Russell in it, because I thought it's just Kurt Russell is a really fun actor, and I really do enjoy him in a lot of his movies. And I think that he probably could amplify my liking for it, because he's just such a fun actor and he's really entertaining no matter what he's in. So I thought this is a good pairing for me personally, because watching this Christmas movie for kids, I was like, I don't know if I will care enough about this if it wasn't for him being in it, but with him in it, it really did bring up my liking for this movie, because this movie is, in my opinion, honestly, this movie isn't that bad. It's pretty solid for a Christmas movie. For a kid's Christmas movie, it's not too bad. It does a lot of the tropes in all these Christmas movies, but I think it does them fine. I thought the characters are good. I think they're totally serviceable. I think that the two kids, Kate and Teddy Pierce, are the main characters, and they find Santa Claus and accidentally hitch a ride in his sleigh whenever he flies away. So now he loses his hat and he loses his reindeer, and they've got to go and find all of that stuff while dealing with just random people, like people who are robbing people, or like people in a restaurant. Like, they go and encounter so many different characters, and I thought that made this movie really fun. I thought it did give a lot of charm to it. I like the fact that it's about a struggling family who have a lot of problems, which I did like, and I won't really get into the problems here. I'll just kind of, if you see it, you'll understand, but I want to keep it kind of spoiler free. But I like that these kids have problems. I like that they're both struggling with issues, and I like the issues that they struggle with are resolved at the end, and they do a good job of that. And I really like that. I like the way that you see how Santa Claus works in this movie compared to other Christmas movies with Santa Claus. It's cool how this version of Santa Claus goes literally through every chimney. Say he goes through a suburb of chimneys literally in 10 seconds. It just goes he zoops through every different chimney really quick. And that makes it more quote-unquote believable that Santa Claus could do that and go through every house in the world. I like how they tried to make it at least somewhat more believable. So I thought that was funny. I thought just how it worked was cool, and I liked how all these different things, which I don't really spoil again, with how Santa Claus works and how his sleigh works, how you go into the bag of gifts works. It's really cool, and I thought that it did a lot of stuff that was fun and entertaining for this. And I think if I was a kid, I would have loved this movie. But despite that, I still like the movie. I still think it's fine, but it's just not a movie that I love personally. But I think it's still really solid, as a movie. And I liked how this movie had a lot of heart, too. I thought that these characters, even though they're doing dialogue that's basic, this type of movie dialogue, how they talk, how they act, they gave a lot of range in terms of their performances. The kid character Teddy, the boy, because there's the boy Teddy and the girl Kate, the younger sister. There's a scene with Teddy in it, and he's really he gives off this performance, and I'm like, wow, that's actually really, really noteworthy of a performance. That's really good. And the little girl who plays Kate is fine. She's totally fine, but I think their performances are serviceable and totally fine in this movie with dialogue that's just, you hear it in every other Christmas movie, which is not something I like to point out, but it's just obvious in this movie, like most of them, where it's very much the obvious tropes of this type of story. So I did like these characters. I liked them. I thought they were very solid and serviceable, and I thought Kurt Russell was honestly really fun and funny. And this movie is a fun movie, even though it has a lot of stuff that's just kind of random. Where in one point in the movie, out of nowhere, there's a musical number. Which, was fun, but it's just kind of oh, okay, we're going that way. That's fine with me, I guess. But the real pull, like I said, of this movie is Kurt Russell. He really did give a really fun performance. He portrayed Santa Claus in a way that I usually don't see. I like the fact that he jokes around. There's a joke throughout the movie where he's mad about every piece of merchandising of Santa Claus on anything, he's really fat, and Kurt Russell isn't fat. So like his character would be like, I don't like how everybody keeps making me look more fat than I actually am. So I like that. I thought that was funny, and I thought just again he had a great performance. The other characters are totally fine and serviceable. It's just really silly. It's got some random moments like that song number, or like the elves are kind of really CGI. That's kind of in the low quality tier of CGI, really low quality tier, which is unfortunate. But despite that, this was still a fun movie. I didn't dislike this. I thought it was totally serviceable. I thought that, again, the biggest bull is Kurt Russell, but everybody else is totally fine, and everything else is silly and fun. So it wasn't a hard watch. It was just a fun, serviceable Christmas movie that I thought elevated a little bit because of Kurt Russell, but everybody else is totally fine. The movie is fine, albeit a little silly. Some ways people might not like it, but I thought it was totally fine and serviceable. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have you seen this movie? Tell me what you think down below. So thank you so much for watching.